Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will to do right, do right, do right.
And we're live. Welcome to a brand new episode of Anecdotally Arguments. We got Hos
in different area codes.
in different area codes. In different areas. Apparently, that area code we're currently looking at is 313. That's Detroit, home of the black people. In case you guys weren't aware of this. So there's that. Got an interesting show today. Lots to talk about. Just kidding. Both interesting and lots to talk about. I am your host, Jay Fry, and with me is Sean. How's it going, Sean?
Oh, it's Monday. Back to a full work week, so yeehaw.
It is Monday.
It is that.
One of the few Mondays per year people look forward to. It's the
Cyber Monday.
The POC Monday? Oh no, it's Cyber Monday. That's right, Cyber Monday, not Black Monday. I messaged the Hodge twins. They were talking about their Black Friday deals. I'm like, you guys are really pushing this 51% thing. Whole lot to talk about. We got that one thing. Asshole governors of Arizona are doing things. We got a lot of stuff and things going on.
Normally we would be talking about, movies and stuff, but that's dead because of, the Boogaloo flu, so.
Speaking of dead, I ended up watching the piece of shit that was Gemini Man. Good God.
Bad, huh?
Bad. Just Ang Lee cannot. Like, Ang Lee's a great director in shoot 'em ups, but I don't know why he insists on making people CGI people that are supposed to look like people. It's just awful.
So young Will Smith isn't believable?
At certain points, he's super believable. And then at other, not so much. And it's like, it's honestly like the movie was like an hour and 20 minutes long of greatness. And then they were like, let's add another 20 minutes to humanize Will Smith's character. Here's $700. Make it happen. It's like, well, you see, it's about $100,000 a second to make Will Smith look believable. I said, here's $700. Let's make it happen. It's certain parts are just super not believable. Like Emperor Palpatine, or not Emperor Palpatine. What was it? General. Who
Grand
was
Moff
the first
Tarkin?
fake dude? Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grand Moff Tarkin, yeah.
Yeah, just look like Peter Cushing. Congratulations, you did a great job. No, not so much. like when it was I didn't have issues when it was Jar Jar Binks. I saw stills of Jar Jar. He looked decent. I saw stills of Peter Cushing. Looked pretty good. Active ones, not so much. And the same with Will Smith. Like, you could just tell it was Will Smith with dots on his face for the younger stuff. Which, like, what was the difference between Captain America looking small and this? Because I bought Captain America looking small. I did not buy this bullshit. Not even for $1.
Well, for Captain America looking small, didn't they actually have a small actor do the actual acting, and then they just superimposed Chris Evans' face over it?
That explains why his head looked disproportionate to his body.
Exactly.
Okay.
But when you're super small, that actually works out, because if you look at Tom Cruise, his body's really small and his head's really big. Same with Ben Stiller. They got really small bodies and a really big head.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you. I'm going to pass on that. But yeah, it was just wasn't my thing.
Hey, Maynard, I thought they did Tarkin very well, but he was also in shadow a lot of the shots, so it kind of worked out better. The Leia was just weird, and that's why it was so short, is they knew it didn't look right.
Well, I think what they did with Paul Walker, I saw a clip on YouTube of it. I think they did that right. Like the homage to Paul Walker, where they used actual footage as opposed to doing something else, I guess.
Right, well, and they could have done the same with Will Smith. There's tons of video of young Will Smith.
Oh, he would have had that Fresh Prince fade there.
Yep. Well, that's the era they were going for anyway.
Yeah, they were. But yeah, did you see Blade 2?
Probably when it was new, but I don't recall it.
There's this one scene. It's complete CGI of like a ninja battle in front of this wall of lights. And everything about it just flowed like in a weird, untimely way. Like dropping to the ground took far too long. As like a person who lives on planet Earth that is made out of blood and bones and flesh. Like you just understood there was something inherently wrong with the body movements, and there was a lot of that in a one scene where it was. I'm not gonna ruin it for you guys. It's Will Smith in the end. I don't know if that was supposed to be a secret or not, but totally Will Smith. But the thing that bothered me like the most was 50-year-old Will Smith didn't understand that he was seeing 20-year-old Will Smith. And I'm like, did you not know what you looked like at 20?
Not without the garish 90s getup.
Well, maybe when Uncle Phil comes back and
Aww, now I'm
let you.
sad.
God, there's this great clip I saw. I think I shared it with you guys. Of it was from Family Matters, not Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but it was like one of the later seasons, and it was with that the little kid came in, and his buddy came in, and she goes. He hands him money. He goes, "You're right. He looks nothing like the dad from French Prince." And then the door swings open, and he's kind of like he's starting laughing because it's an unscripted line. The door swings open, and there's James Avery. And Reginald. Shit, I can't think of his name. Reggie looks up and he sees that, and he's just got this big shock on his face, and he starts laughing, and the crowd pans back. He's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, James Avery." Reginald. I can't think of his name. Cousin Richie, yeah. The fuck is Carl Winslow's name? I can't think of it.
Now you got me stuck on it too.
Well, fucking Al Powell, anyway.
Yeah.
Is, you know he reprised his role in an episode of Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was never afraid to claim that role made his entire career.
Mm-hmm.
Because it totally did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ow! All right, spoiler alert for Book of Eli, guys. Heads up. Just warning you.
Reginald Vell Johnson.
Bell Johnson. Yeah, Reginald Bell Johnson.
Vell, V-E-L.
Yeah, Bell Johnson. What happened to the younger daughter on Family Matters? She disappeared one day, and wasn't that like the same thing with Family? Not Family Ties. Happy Days.
Happy Days, yeah. Richie's older brother just
Yeah.
went upstairs one day and never came down.
Was it the pilot episode? Because that's when they make changes.
No, it was like halfway through the first season, if I remember correctly. Let me see here. Older brother from Happy
Another
Days.
mother.
His name was Chuck. Let's see here. Yeah. He had a very few speaking parts, and by the middle of the first season, which aired in 1974, Chuck was written out of the script by going off to college. He never returned. Except he literally went upstairs in the episode, and then nobody ever saw him again.
Mm-hmm. That sort of stuff's kind of funny. I don't remember what I was watching. Eh, good old Happy Days Arkansas. Yeah, that kind of stuff gets me. I've seen it a couple times when you watch the pilot, and then like the first episode after the pilot, especially nowadays that they do teasers like months in advance, and there's just shit's changed. Well, that's so weird.
Yeah, I've seen them basically replace almost the entire cast off of a pilot. The characters are all there, but the people playing them all change.
Do you remember?
Star Trek's kind of like that too.
I remember the first time I saw a character be replaced by another actor.
It was
Do you think of
Darren on Bewitched, wasn't it?
No, actually, it wasn't. I had not yet gotten into Bewitched. It was Becky
On
from Roseanne. Yeah. What happened on Bewitched?
They went from Dick Sargent to Dick York, or vice versa. I can't remember which one was first.
I think it was, yeah.
Maybe it was Dick York.
But what
Dick
happened?
Sargent.
Was
anyway,
it,
they changed dicks.
Any particular reason? Or?
I don't know the reason, but yeah, it was like 5 or 6 seasons in, and they're like, yeah, we just need a new Darren. So they swapped dicks. Hang on, let me see. Let's look that up.
Well, I love John Ritter, and when he was doing 8 Rules for My Teen, what was the hell that was the name of that show? 8 Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. 8 in the Family. What the hell was that John Ritter show he was on?
So it was Dick York, and then became Dick Sargent.
Yeah. Yeah, what we were experiencing was Mandela effect in real time.
What is?
When a new character comes in that we didn't know.
Yeah.
That was it. 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter was the show John Ritter was on. And he first off, I love Problem Child, enjoy Three's Company, but they did oh, they changed the name of it. That's right, because she was like 21 by the end of it. They did 3 seasons, and they had to make her 17. And by the end of it, she was 20. So they had to change the name of it. And then they had to cast James Gardner because, unfortunately, yep, Kelly Kuko was in it. And then they had to bring in James Spade or David Spade and James Gardner. Like, good lord! Like, how much could you possibly have invested that you wouldn't just end this? Man, I love Joe. That would make me riot if John Ritter went to Epstein Island.
Is he rumored to have?
No, but
I'd say, didn't he die before that was really a thing?
Yeah, I'm still hurting over Tom Hanks. Like, just it was a childhood thing, but like, there was always something weird. Like, why is Regis trying to get me to love Tom Hanks? Oh. And he had done enough stuff like anti-Republican, like literally shitting on Republicans. Not like De Niro levels, where it's all Trump TDS or TDS, because you can't say fucking Trump TDS syndrome. That's freaking retarded. Happy birthday, Maynard. In, roundabout way, I guess. I don't know I didn't Petticoat Junction. I don't know the middle daughter.
I never really got to watch Petticoat Junction.
Family Matters was on. Well, not technically Family Matters, but Urkel managed to do the 3 big networks. He was so popular.
Yeah, he was on all kinds of shows.
Mm-hmm. Boy Meets World, Full House. Yeah, he might come back. You might have freaking Jameel White come on to Girl Meets World.
As Urkel?
That'd be interesting as hell.
Yeah, Urkel got ripped.
Urkel was ripped for a long time. The only one who I think was like more poorly cast is like in the movie. No, there's a couple of them actually, but in the movie Cabin in the Woods, the guy who played the Shaggy-esque stoner was jacked as all hell. He was bigger than Chris, whichever one of the Chris's it was, Hemsworth, and Chris Hemsworth was bulking for a movie role. Like, the 2 guys were jocks. He was a stoner, and he was more buff than either of them. So he was wearing like a turtleneck with a Baja on top of it, and then a coat.
Make him look smaller.
Yeah, and I'm like, Marty's just ripped. Don't fake the funk. But God, Velma was cute too. thinking of just think of a Scooby type gang. Like,
Well,
I see her in random shit, and I'm like, that's Velma. Haha.
the one that from the Freddie Prinze movies.
Yeah. Or, as she's also known, Hawkeye's wife. like, I just randomly see her places. I'm like, yeah, she isn't supposed to be that hot. You guys are playing a weird game here.
Yeah, the only place she wasn't hot was in the original cartoon.
Yeah. And they walked such a, like, it was obviously a labor of love because they walked the perfect line with how, like, this stoner-esqueness of Shaggy and Scooby.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's like, Mary Jane, that's, like, my favorite name. She could have said anything and it would have been her favorite name. So, like, wink and a nod, parents. You get it. But, like, at the very beginning, they're grilling inside the Scoob-mobile or whatever, the Mystery Machine.
The Mystery Machine, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, okay. That's a decent one. Because they're that stupid. They'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, it was enjoyable for what it was. And then they ruined it with 2.
For adolescent 12-year-old sort of movies, they were pretty good. All of them were pretty good.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorites as a kid was Scooby-Doo meets Batman and Robin.
That was a classic. And Abbott and Costello and
well, that's a serious classic. That's an actual classic. I was enjoying dumb shit. Like, but that was a great one. Yeah. The Addams Family.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scooby might be the greatest crossover ever. Now that I think about it. At one point, unintentionally, they had Scooby meets Frankenstein.
That was like episode 3, wasn't it?
No, in the movie, Peter Doyle actually played like Old Man Smithers or something like that, or Old Man Carruthers or somebody. And he was one of the Frankensteins.
Speaking of underappreciated 70s cartoons and Scatman Crothers, Hong Kong Phooey. Did you ever watch Hong Kong Phooey?
Yeah, but not on its own. Like, he did that the show with the race.
No,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the wacky races. No, Hong Kong Phooey was never part of the wacky races.
No, not the wacky race. Like, he was right after it, maybe.
Could have been.
Not the wacky races, but I definitely remember there being a race. There was definitely a car.
Hong Kong Phooey had the Kung Fu Mobile. Or the Phooey Mobile.
Yeah. And everybody with a car was on a cartoon together.
Yeah, there was a Hanna-Barbera.
Jabberjaws.
Yeah, there was a crossover with like the Speed Buggy Gang and
I don't remember. You know what really blew my mind for like the longest time was the Ghostbusters. Like, I enjoyed the Ghostbusters more than I enjoyed the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it was a better cartoon.
Yeah.
The real Ghostbusters kind of sucked.
Like, why is there a freaking monkey?
Because back in the 60s, there was a show called Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but I'm like, why is there a monkey in the Ghostbusters? I don't care. I enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah, they had some licensing issues when they made the movie that they weren't sure they were going to get the name, and they just kind of went with it anyway.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd's an odd duck.
Yeah, he is. But I kind of like his weirdness.
Oh, that would have been one of the greatest movies of all time if it didn't star Chevy Chase. Chevy Chase phoned it in like a dick. But
Which one?
he sorry, Big Trouble, Nothing But Trouble. I thoroughly enjoyed Nothing But Trouble, except for Chevy Chase.
I don't remember that one.
The movie Nothing But Trouble?
Yeah, I don't remember it.
With Dan Aykroyd? With John Candy? Bobo and fucking 7-foot giant infant baby fucking cannibals in Pennsylvania? Dan Aykroyd with the dick nose as a 100-year-old judge. Vulcanvania.
Do not recall.
Holy shit, bro!
I know I've seen it. I know I've seen it, but
you were gonna have a lovely time tonight for $2.99 on Amazon Prime. It is. Do you know the story of Ghostbusters, right? And how they toned it down?
Yeah.
From what Dan Aykroyd wrote to what Reichman and Ramis put on the screen.
Okay.
Nothing But Trouble is not putting any restraints on Dan Aykroyd. It's a studio that said, "You're Dan Aykroyd. I love you. Here's $25 million. Make a movie. Also, here's another $10 million for that movie because you're fucking crazy."
Well, I wasn't all that impressed with My Stepmom's an Alien.
Kim Basinger's not the. That had Allison Hannigan and Seth Green as the kids, right? Right? I think so.
I think so.
I'm gonna look it up.
Because it wasn't Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead or whatever the other one was.
Oh no, that was a good one though. I love Elizabeth Shue. You don't have $1. I don't have a wiener.
I finally got around to watching V for Vendetta this weekend.
Oh, good. Allison Hannigan.
Why I hadn't seen that one before, I do not know.
Oh, they were neighbors. They weren't siblings.
Can you dig it?
I could dig it. Seth Green was Fred Glass, and Allison Hannigan was Jesse Mills, so they were not siblings. But apparently, John Lovitz and Dan Aykroyd were. Kim Basinger's name was Celeste Martin. So, Martin. That's hilarious.
Well, that's about Dan Aykroyd's level of humor.
Mm-hmm.
That and getting blowjobs from ghosts.
Did he write My Stepmother's an Alien?
It wouldn't shock me if he wasn't a co-author, at least. I don't think he ever acts in anything he doesn't get a writing credit for.
Jericho Stone, Herschel Weingrod, Timothy Harris, and Jonathan Reynolds were the writers. No, Dan. Anyways, he wrote and directed and co-starred in Nothing But Trouble. Oh man! At one point, they sit down to a table, 25 feet long, 6 people at the table. The middle of the table drops down. Up comes a fucking working train set that had steamed hot dogs on it that traveled around the table. You would pick off the bun, the hot dog, the mustard and ketchup were different train car tankers. And I'm like, was this necessary for the movie?
No, but somebody took it home.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They bought a roller coaster from a closing amusement park, built it into the house, uh, crushed like six, um, like literally went to a hoarder's mansion and was like, that thing in your front yard, I need to buy it. He's like, what thing? He's like, the front yard. Here's $200,000. uh, there was a stack of toasters that was like 25 feet tall. And I'm like, did that need to be done practically? Where are you shooting?
Well,
You can,
there was no CGI back then, so.
yeah, no, that's true. But it's like, where are you shooting that you needed to make a gate out of school buses? Just such a labor of love. Because I don't care what you say, Dan Aykroyd, crazy person, but
We haven't even mentioned his
pleasure to
best
work
movie
with.
yet.
Dan Aykroyd's best movie to me, or to like the world at large, because for me it's My Girl.
Ooh. Okay then. I was gonna go with Dr. Detroit, but okay.
Oh no, I have a thing for Anna Klumsky and fuck Fran Drescher, so you know where I stand now. Yeah, Doctor, that doctor is man.
That's a crazy movie.
You know what I need to make my ensemble complete? A fucking claw hand.
The doctor is in.
Doctor Detroit. I need an ensemble cast to sing my anthem as I move forward in this project. He's got to have it right. He's got to have writing credit for Dr. Detroit. So let's check that one out. Oh man, Dr. Detroit was good too. And as a hometown boy, the doctor wasn't. I remember liking I forget the name of the movie, but it was with Michael Keaton, and it just took place in Detroit. I was like, yeah.
Birdman?
Did Birdman? No, that had to be like New York City. But what was Howard Hessman's name? Smooth Walker. That was. Here it is. Bruce J. Friedman. No, he doesn't even have a writing credit on it.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah. Donna Dixon, Lydia Lee, Lynn Whitfield, Fran Drescher.
I also liked Gross Point Blank. I thought Dan Aykroyd did a decent job in that one too.
I do not remember Dan Aykroyd in Gross Point Blank.
He played the competing hitman.
First movie Dan Aykroyd made after John Belushi's death. Kudos, Dan.
2000?
No,
it was Dr. Detroit.
Yeah. Then, I prefer John Goodman. I like John Goodman. Dan Aykroyd married Donna Dixon after working with her on this project, and she's also that chick in Spies Like Us. Spies Like Us, decent Chevy Chase movie. Turns out Chevy Chase is just a huge piece of shit.
Yeah, Chevy Chase is a big piece of shit. But he makes some decent movies.
Mm-hmm.
Fletch. Yeah. Fletch is fantastic.
God, fuck it, the best he's done.
Christmas Vacation is a great movie.
Well, the whole Vacation series are decent.
I only like the first one in Christmas Vacation. I don't like any of the others.
You don't like European Vacation?
I don't.
Beverly Angeles Boobies. That's pretty good.
I always like those, but I just No,
And that was back in the 80s where she literally had a freaking poster up with her titties out on it. And she stood in front of it like, Clark! While people are walking around Europe just looking at her titties. I can't believe that. If you guys need me to send you pictures, I mean, you could Google it, of course, if you wanted to, but so, you know. One stitch. That's the thing I remember most from Adventures in Babysitting.
It'd be nice to get weird rando movies like we got in the 80s again, instead of just sequels to every goddamn franchise under the sun.
Well, we have Saved by the Bell coming back. Half of Saved by the Bell coming back.
Yeah, no, just stop.
Apparently the other half was eaten by Mr. Belding.
Look, if you made Mr. Belding cash for doing Saved by the Bell for however many years he did, I'd eat those profits too.
Good God.
But yeah, I mean, just stop. I mean, it's kind of like Girl Meets World. Kind of made some sense. It was
no. I will stand for Girl Meets World. I've never seen a single episode. I immensely love the idea of it.
Because it's more of a continuation than a redo. I mean, it's kind of a redo, but it's a continuation of the same main characters that you're already invested in and already you're interested in. Nobody gives a shit about Kelly Kapowski or Zach Morris post high school.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the college years failed.
Yeah. I'm looking through the trivia. Did you know that Bradley Whitford, who was in Adventures in Babysitting, he was allowed to use his own Camaro in the movie, and his vanity license plate that said "So Cool" is actually his license plate.
That's
Bradley Whitford, ladies and gentlemen, a douche for your entertainment.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, it was Chris Columbus's directorial debut. Rest in peace. Wait, is she dead? Am I thinking of the right person?
Chris Columbus?
No, Elizabeth Shue. No, I'm thinking of Kelly Preston. Damn it, that's who said. Wait. Elizabeth Shue dead?
I don't think she's dead. I just don't think she looks as good as she used to, and she knows it, so she doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's Kelly Preston who's dead. Love Kelly Preston. John Travolta, man. I don't care what kind of secrets he's got. That's just he's had a rough time of it.
No, Elizabeth Shue still looks all right.
How's Leah Thompson looking? Because all three of them were cut. Yeah, exactly. Because all three of them are kind of like in the same boat to me. Like,
She still looks good, too.
Girl Next Door.
I mean, she's obviously not as cute as she was back in the day, but she's still a good-looking woman.
Dude, she fucked a duck.
Fair enough.
I don't know how you recover from that. They have corkscrew penises.
Well, who played Marty's girlfriend in the first movie? Was that Elizabeth Shue?
Yeah, Elizabeth Shue, yeah.
In the first movie. Because didn't they replace her in the second and third?
No, you're thinking of damn it. Oh, that would have been so much funnier if I had it on the tip of my tongue. Who did they replace? Eric Schultz. That's who they replaced. Um, have you seen the have you seen that?
Seen what?
The outtakes of Back to the Future with Eric Schultz.
Uh-uh.
That's it's first off, it's crazy to see like the same scene done twice with different people. And then it did not fit at all. It's like watching Jim Carrey do Jack Torrance. Or Crispin Glover not surrounded by rats.
Well, he wasn't surrounded by rats in Back to the Future.
Wasn't he, though? I mean, what do you call Biff?
Yeah, fair enough. I feel sorry for Biff. He's never done anything else as far as acting goes. I mean, he's got a decent career as a stand-up comic, but he's...
Thomas Wilson's a stand-up comic?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's been doing.
So I was in Back to the Future too. Boo! Yeah. Hold on. Here's more. It's not my own material. So we had to use real manure, right? So because MMO. Anybody? You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know. There's certain people I can't. When I see them in a certain light, I can't see them in other lights. David Tennant was like that for me for a while. It was hard to see him as.
Did you just see him as the Doctor, or did you see him as something else?
I'm from freaking Harry Potter, man.
Oh, really? That's like the least impressive of his acting ability.
It really was, and it took me a long time to get over it.
Yeah, no, he's that he was chewing scenery, and I think he was doing it intentionally for the Harry Potter nonsense. He's like, screw this shit, and just over the top. He was good as the Doctor, and I'm trying to think of what else he did that he was really good in. Good Omens.
Claudia Wells. He was. Yeah, Claudia Wells was what's her name? Jennifer? Jessica?
In the first movie?
Yeah, in the first one.
I think it was Jennifer.
Yeah. So yeah, Elizabeth Shue placed her in 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, 3. She was in 3.
Oh, here you go.
Oh,
Send you this.
if it's topless pictures of Elizabeth Shue, they're already on my phone.
Not that one. But since you brought up duck fucking.
I don't understand how that's a reference at all.
With the most 80s hairdo ever.
Oh, you know what killed my 80s? I freaking... Jeffrey Jones was like my favorite villain. And to find out he's got a thing for 16-year-olds. It's like, dude, 18 is so close to 16. Knock it off.
I'm trying to think of what else was he in that was of note besides Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Jeffrey Jones?
Yeah.
Howard the Duck, bro.
I said of note.
Howard the Duck caused Pixar. Thank you very much.
It's also a comic book movie, which very few people recognize.
That is, that is true. You know, he made a. I did not care for him in Guardians of the Galaxy. And so many people didn't even understand the reference.
Right.
Have you seen? This is going back to John Ritter. Stay tuned.
I want to say I have, but it's been a long time.
So, have you seen Bad Channels?
No.
Talking 80s, like Charles Band levels of puppet master bullshit.
Mm-mm.
All right. So, all right. Stay tuned is the story of some jackhole who was a fencing instructor, and he became a door-to-door plumbing equipment salesman. That's how shitty his life got. And he and his wife are on the outs. His kids thinks he's a loser because he's not going anywhere, but he had such a promising career. And then Mindy from Mork and Mindy, she gets an additional promotion, and then she's less way out there ahead of him in the career world. And the devil sells him a TV set with a satellite, because it was like the dangers of satellite TV. Anyways, so he gets sucked into an alternative world, and he is forced into program television until he dies. And it accidentally sucks him and his wife, and he has to rise to the occasion, be John Ritter, who I love. And they have to go channel to channel, surviving for 24 hours, and they get released, and the devil loses the contract on their soul. Very enjoyable 80s movie. Just enjoyed the hell out of it. Back when ideas were original.
Well, not all of them are good. Let's keep that in mind. But they were original and cocaine fueled.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Filled and fueled. They just had... They had a better quality of people back then. Like, each person had something about them. Even like the weird ones. Columbo, Telly Savalas, like these people had something about them that was almost like a magnetism. John Ritter's a perfect example. Matthew Broderick, even Nathan Lane. Now they're just really pretty people.
Very true.
There's a reason The Rock is everywhere. Number one of everything is because he has a pull to him. And it's just very few people in Hollywood have that now. Chris Pratt has an innocence I like. There's Keanu Reeves has got it. John Travolta. Batshit crazy Nicolas Cage. Like, there's just certain people that have a pull to you. Yeah, but they're still on like Nick at Night and shit, or whatever it's called. Nick Night, whatever.
Here's a good seasonal one for you. The dad from Christmas Story played Kolchak the Night Stalker in the 70s.
Christmas Story. Kurt Russell.
I worry about Kurt Russell. I'm wondering if he was one of those Hollywood stars that got diddled as a kid, because Walt Disney was betting the farm on him at a very young age.
Christmas Story. That's the one with the Ralphie the BB gun
Yep.
in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
So the dad was who was the dad?
I can't think of the actor's name, but
Was it Derek McGavin?
was I don't know. Hang on. Where's cast? Yeah, Darren McGavin. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
no,
he
that's
was-
Old Man Parker. Was that it? Yes. Darren McGavin. He played Kolchak the Night Stalker.
It was Peter Doyle in the commission. Troy Carey says Russell was not bothered. He was way, way too valuable. Herbie the Love Bug, Russell? I don't know about that.
Yeah, kids these days don't have like cheesy Disney flicks. I mean, they get the big Disney flicks that are plenty cheesy in themselves, but they don't have like the Cat from Outer Space or Bedknobs and Broomsticks or the Herbie movies or the Benji
Flying
movies.
Nun.
Yeah.
Mac and Me. Well, I mean, not really, but yeah. Yeah. I doubt it. I mean, Kurt Russell was an athletic guy. Like, he was young. Like, he was a kid, but, he was still pro ball.
He might have actually been one of the Mouseketeers, if I remember correctly.
One of the original ones.
Second run, I think, because the first run was really early, and I don't think he was old enough. Let's see here.
Yeah, we didn't have shit to talk about today, so we're just enjoying the hell out of reminiscing. Feel free to add to the conversation.
Let's see here. Go all the way to the bottom.
Man, he was in a lot of stuff. Oh, Doomsday, yeah, that was good, yeah.
No, I guess he wasn't.
Hitcher.
Started off in Dennis the Menace.
Do you know where Billy Zane started off?
Zorro? I have no idea.
Zorro. What the fuck is... No. He was an extra in Back to the Future.
Oh, okay then.
Right up there with uncredited Ben Affleck in
Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I love that he didn't get anything for that. He even had a speaking line and he didn't get anything.
Just a douche on the court, number 3.
Number 1? What are you talking about?
There was plenty of douches for that. If Mama Carey were still around, I could... Yeah. God, Kurt Russell and Elizabeth Shue and Sky High was adorable.
That movie was better than it had any business being.
Oh, he does glow. I enjoy Danielle Panabaker, that's for sure. Speaking of having any right to be, I was so upset when she got killed in the remake of Friday the 13th. It legitimately, like, I was going to write a letter. Like an actual letter. Dear Sir, she was the virgin. What are you doing? Stop it. Quit casting Jared Padalecki in bullshit.
I still need to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah. Is that Bruce Dern's last movie? It's probably Luke Perry's last movie.
Was he in that? Yeah, he was.
You know, Bruce Dern's character was originally supposed to be Burt Reynolds.
In which?
In Bruce Dern's character, George Spen.
Oh, in Once Upon a Time. I haven't seen it, so.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it was Luke Perry's last film. He died of a stroke February 2019. Well, the stroke was February. He died in March. Yeah, that's a sad one. I'm not a big Tarantino fan. I hate him. But
Why?
I don't appreciate his style. Whoop. Stop it. Make him wait a little bit. I have a roast in the oven.
Say, does that mean my dinner's done?
Yeah, it does. Well, he had a stroke, so he wasn't like sick.
No, those come on suddenly.
Mm-hmm. Bruce Dern, man. Favorite Bruce Dern? Burbs. I love me some
I don't know.
Burbs.
Hateful Eight, maybe?
He's too SJW in the movies for me. Like, The Hateful Eight is a great example of that. Like, Samuel Jackson's character. Like, just the crudeness for no reason. Something about, I don't care for it. Or just super duper jealous. Because I also have an 8th grade education. And then, like, another decade. And I'm still not a Hollywood director. Maybe that's what gets me. Just Jay Fry being petty. Jay Fry referring to himself in the third person. Something, Jay Fry. What if we had Jamie Foxx's ballsack just right on the screen? It worked for Will Smith and Wild Wild West. Let's do it with Jamie Foxx. He is legitimately the ugliest first transition zombie I've ever seen in a movie.
Who?
Quentin Tarantino. In whatever that twofer was with Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, Yeah,
Part of Planet Terror.
I just don't see getting angry enough of Quentin Tarantino to, actively hate him.
Oh, I've seen all his movies. That's how much I hate him. What's he up to now? 10? Is he on 10?
I don't know. Let's find out.
I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is 9.
Director. Oh, God, he's got tons. 29. Oh, that's writer. Where's director? Director. Where is that? There it is. 21 credits for directing.
Yeah, but She's
Some
Funny
of
That
it.
Way doesn't count. Yeah, She's Funny That Way doesn't count.
Let's see. This one's unfinished. My Best Friend's Birthday in 1987. Then Reservoir Dogs. Pulp Fiction. Jackie Brown. 2 Kill Bills. Sin City. I don't know.
Sin City doesn't count.
Yeah, I was going to say, he only did a segment, so I don't know if that counts. Grindhouse, he did a segment.
Yeah.
Death Proof, Inglourious Bastards.
Death Proof doesn't count.
Why?
It's not part of the series. He's got Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, 4 Rooms. No, 4 Rooms doesn't count. Never mind.
Jackie Brown.
I do enjoy 4 Rooms, though. Jackie Brown, Kill Bill.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Inglourious Bastards. Django Unchained. Hateful Eight. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's 9.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's got a CSI in here. That doesn't count. Sin City doesn't count.
He's got 2 CSIs. No, it's the same.
ER doesn't count. 4 Rooms had 4 directors. Doesn't count.
Well, let's take all of his segments and count them as 1. So you've got Grindhouse, Sin City, 4 Rooms. So that's 3 that you can count as 1.
Yeah, but no, because it says right here that it's his 9th movie, or it's his part 9.
All right. God,
Quentin Tarantino considers himself one of the luckiest directors in Hollywood, being able to cast Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt at the same time.
Why is From Dusk Till Dawn not on this list?
Because it was Robert Rodriguez's movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He just was an actor in it.
Mm-hmm. Received a 7-minute standing ovation at Cannes premiere. Mm-hmm. Quentin Tarantino is what I look at when people say stupid shit about like Hollywood. And all right, have you seen Idle Hands with Devon Sawa, Seth Green, Jessica Alba?
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Alba was 17 in that movie.
Really?
And she has a scene, and she has a scene where she's stripped down to basically bra and panties on top of a car that's going to be crushed against the ceiling. It's like, couldn't have found an 18-year-old? I get it. She's great. Couldn't have waited till she was 18 for legal reasons. Had to go just a little bit weird on it for us. And there's ass slapping, and he ties himself to the bed because his hand's evil, and it's like, yeah, just did it need to be somebody underage for this level of sexuality? Even though there's no nudity, and there's just some
Dude,
light.
there are
Disturb.
shows that run in prime time that are based upon nothing other than that. Good-looking young woman coming into her own. That's how Alyssa Milano got started. That's how Out of This World was. That's how anything with Shannon Elizabeth is.
Yeah, but Out of This World, Evie was not a. What are we talking about with Alyssa Milano? We're talking about Who's the Boss?
Who's the boss?
I mean, there was that scene with her and the bikini top, and
Yeah. I mean, Who's the Boss had several angles on that. The gal who played Mona from Soap, I can't think of her name.
oh, Mona. She was the eye in My Stepmother's an Alien. Not Judith Light.
Judith Light was also an angle on that show because she was really good looking too for a mature woman.
Dude, well, mature. No, she was pretty good looking in. What was she? She was one of the judges on Law and Order, like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
Kathleen Hellman.
Kathleen Hellman. Yeah, there we go. Who was ridiculously good looking for a woman of her age. She was like the Helen Mirren before Helen Mirren.
She died last year.
Just last year? I thought it was like 2 or 3 ago.
89. Yeah, she died at 89, February 23rd, 2019.
Wow.
What was that? Yeah. Did you know George Soros got busted taking Iranian money? No, but wouldn't surprise me. Coach. I remember her from Coach. What was it, Doris Sherman or something like that? Craig T. Nelson as the bad guy in Action Jackson. Oh man, that tickled me.
I like that Red Foreman was the bad guy in RoboCop.
Running around those 50 caliber CQB guns, that was friggin' ridiculous. I think my favorite Switch villain ever is Andy Griffith in what the hell was it? Lethal Weapon or Spy Hard? Might have been Spy Hard.
It was Spy Hard.
Yeah, because Lethal Weapon or Loaded Weapon was
Lloyd Bridges.
No. You're thinking Hot Shots.
You're right. I am thinking Hot Shots.
No, it was William Shatner. William Shatner literally ate the scenery in Loaded Weapon. There's a scene of him.
Where has William Shatner never made a meal out of the scenery?
You know who I'd like to see fight? I would like to see Craig T. Nelson fight Al Bundy. What's his name?
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill. Yeah. Craig T. Nelson's a Taekwondo artist, and Ed O'Neill is a black belt in BJJ.
Okay.
I like to see them do a stand-up fight. Ed O'Neill would win, but Craig T. Nelson's got both height and weight on. Oh, that's right. Nelson was the bad guy in Turner and Hooch. So good. Just some of the stuff. I don't know if you guys saw it, but Leverage is a show. It was like on TNT, and it was basically like a group of thieves are brought together by Timothy Hutton, and the cast is great. But right around like season 2 or 3, they're like, "Hey, you know what'd be funny is if we made the villain like everyone's beloved character ever. Let's get Bill Engvall to be a bad guy. Let's get John Schneider to be a bad guy. Let's get fucking Patrick Duffy. Can we get Patrick Duffy?" Like,
Well, they made Anthony Michael Hall was a bad guy in a couple of things. He was a bad guy in one of the syndicated shows there for a while. I can't remember what show it was now.
but I enjoyed the hell out of Leverage. I would like to see it come back. You're redoing stupid shit. Let's redo good shit.
Well, they always fuck up the good shit when they redo it. That's the problem.
Have you heard this little ditty called Girl Meets World? Thank you very much. I have no idea. I haven't seen it. Fuller House? Anybody?
You know what? It's not great. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's not great, but it's better than one would think it was, just based on the premise.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the premise?
The premise is that Bob Saget's character gives the house to the girls. And
why?
I don't know. I think he finds a new wife and moves off with her or something like that. But the girls live in the house, so they have the same sets and everything.
Can't sell in San Francisco?
And the
takes place in San Francisco, right?
Yes, it takes place in San Francisco. And then the reason they give him the house is because he can't afford to buy a house in San Francisco. And then Candace Cameron's husband left her or something like that, and she's got kids, and the middle sister, why can't I think of her name? Stephanie is there to help out and basically be the new Uncle Jesse. Uncle Jesse makes cameos every now and then Kimmy Gibbler is still the neighbor next door somehow. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah, Kimmy Gibbler.
She lives at home. It's Kimmy Gibbler.
No, it's better. It's not great. Don't get me wrong. It's not by any means as good as the original, but it's better than it should be. So it's watchable.
Yeah, Hutton. The end of Leverage had Hutton and what's her face walk off into the sunset and left it to I can't think of the black guy's name, but left it under him, so he would be the new Hutton. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. He was pretty dumb for a genius, but I enjoyed the hell out of that cast. Stamos is another one that had a certain charisma to him. Just, I don't know what he did wrong with it. My guess, didn't dig enough children. Just wouldn't play the game. Never got
Well,
it. Poor
how
Rob
do you
Lowe.
how
He's
do you
throwing dick
explain
at
Bob
kids all the
Saget
time.
then? Because in the late '80s, early '90s, Bob Saget was everywhere.
Bob Saget earned that everywhere status. He was Rodney Dangerfield's protege for like 15 years.
He was the doorman at the Comedy Store forever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just not making much money at all.
Now, like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was cast and working in Saturday Night Live at 19.
Yeah.
That is, basically that was an act of Eddie Murphy. Kudos to Eddie Murphy for what he did, but he was he was working at 17 and lying about his age, so he had like 2 years under his belt in New York City before he got put on.
Yeah. How did he get discovered? Did he just do a casting call for SNL or something?
No, they saw him work the theater. Or he worked the not theater,
The comedy circuit there in New York.
yeah, the clubs.
That's got to be ballsy. I mean, at 16 or 17 to be doing nightclubs in New York City and actually succeeding.
Mm-hmm. So, like, he didn't earn his way, but he put forth the full effort. Not like the 21-year-olds now who are just went to the same synagogue as Lauren Green. Lauren Michaels?
Lauren Michaels. I was say Lauren Green, really?
Yeah, something Jewish.
Lauren Green was Captain Adama in the original Battlestar Galactica.
You know my favorite John Stamos movie? I kept thinking about it. Born to Ride. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but the premise is freaking stupid as shit. John Stamos is this basically a biker delinquent, and he there's a great chase scene at the beginning. Probably it's shit, but I just remember it fondly. And he gets basically hired by the army because it's either jail or go to the army to train the old cavalry onto motorcycles. But I don't know. Enjoy the hell out of that movie. Tommy from Friday the 13th.
Who was the Stamos-esque guy? Oh, Richard Grieco. What the hell ever happened to Richard Grieco?
Dude, he put out like 3 movies this year. I don't know what you're talking about.
He did?
Yeah, and he's not Stamo-esque. He's Depp-esque.
Nah,
It's,
he's too big and bulky to be Depp-esque.
Well, not when they were both doing 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, well, he was. The problem is that Dom DeLuise's kid wasn't badass enough, so they had to bring in another, bad boy.
Which one? There's like freaking 7 of them.
Dom DeLuise's kid.
There's like 7 of them. Well, yeah.
Is it Peter DeLuise?
Well, one of them is, yeah.
The one that was on Jump Street.
I think my favorite Richard Grieco is If Looks Could Kill. Yeah, Stay Off the App 2020, Attack of the Unknown 2020, Desert Moon 2020, Dream Round 2020, I Am Offended 2019. Art of the Dead 2019. Clinton Road 2019.
What are these?
Impact
Just
Event
video on
2018.
demands, or what are these? Because I've never seen or heard
Well,
of
first
any
off,
of them.
all of 2020, the answer is yes. So he did 4 this year. So yeah, he's still working.
I guess
He did a couple episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He played Booker on 22 Jump Street. Played Loki in Almighty Thor, which was made for TV. Did a couple episodes of Veronica Mars. What the hell was Skeet Ulrich doing recently that kind of made me chuckle? He was a biker in, I want to say like Riverside or Riverdale or something.
Yeah, I tried to watch Riverdale. It's not for me.
The only thing less for me than Riverdale is The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. That was atrocious. That's PC bullshit at its finest. A family of witches, a girl who grew up in the witch family. It wasn't like a shock to her or anything. She didn't just discover one day she's a witch, but then attempts to change everything about the witching world because progressivism. And her aunts go along with it because progressivism.
No, they go along with it because they know that it's actually evil.
They're the actual evil ones? Yeah, that makes more sense. Let's change the long-standing customs.
It is of evil. Satan, and they are married to Satan.
That actually makes way more sense. I'm now with you. Greatest show ever. Doesn't explain her black cousin, but the rest of it works for me. Holy shit! I now love this show. It's meta deep. That's what it is. Yeah, there's like this one episode where there's the history is Salem witch trials happen, and they have to flee from the area, and they go into like the wilderness, and they're starving. So one of the old witches says, "To make it through this winter, you're going to eat me," and she kills herself, and allows a cannibalism happens because cannibalism. And so for this day, they celebrate it by killing a witch and eating her. And it happens to be her nemesis, evil arc villain, nemesis bad guy. And she's like, "This doesn't make sense." I'm like, "It's called history. Eat the goddamn turkey. Be proud here." And she fights to take that honor from her, even though the girl thought it was an honor. And it's just progressivism for the sake of progressivism. I'm just waiting for the episode in which she says that the school is built on stolen land. God, I hate that show. Also, a show that wasn't good, The Mist.
No, not good at all.
I got like 6 episodes in, couldn't do it. Even though it was, I don't remember, Luke Perry, Jason Priestley, one of them was in it. I think Stephen King is like one of the most overappreciated motherfuckers on the planet. Prolific, yes. Good, that's questionable.
No, he has gems. Not going to take that away from him. But the way that he mines them is he throws so much shit at the wall that it's only the gems that stick. For every good thing that he's done, there is at least 6 or 7 horrible things that he's done.
Do you read Stephen King?
I've read a lot of Stephen King, yeah.
Well, I appreciate Dreamcatchers. I like Dreamcatchers. All right. I liked Cat People, or whatever the hell it was called. But short stories are way better than anything he puts into an actual book.
Yeah, he's not good with filler or exposition.
Hey,
he's really good at short stories.
How do you feel about 11-year-old gangbang? Let's include that and then instantly make it worthless within 20 pages.
He's a good argument for bringing back cocaine.
He's a good argument for bringing back white vans.
I can't say I disagree.
Little inside baseball, ladies and gentlemen. He got hit by a white van. And I wanted to finish the job. Favorite Stephen King movie?
Favorite Stephen King movie?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's a tough one. I enjoyed The Langoliers.
Fucking Langoliers.
Not a good movie, but for some reason, I actually enjoyed it.
Hey, all right, so we got this meatball with 3 teeth faces. Let's put Cousin Balky in charge of it.
But honestly, it's probably The Shining. But that has more to do with the director and the cast than it does the author.
I think Maximum Overdrive.
Is it a decent one?
Creepshow doesn't count. Shawshank Redemption's pretty good. Green Mile's great.
If they could do a decent version of The Stand or the Gunslinger series, those could be contenders, but they have yet to actually produce good versions of those.
He's got 345 writing credits. And Dark Tower was shit. Man. Prolific AF. That's for damn sure.
Mm-hmm. Again, bring back cocaine.
Again, white vans.
We can combine the two.
Cocaine-powered white vans? That'll get the job done. I just don't. The only writer I like less that has the same kind of overhype is H.P. Lovecraft.
The idea that H.P. Lovecraft had is amazing.
Yeah.
Other people have taken that premise and done so much with it that it's good. And they have to give him credit because without him, it wouldn't exist. but his own writing is not good.
Mm-hmm. Stevens with a PH, not a V. All the good Stevens are with PHs. Just throwing that meat out there for Steven if he ever comes back. Yeah. I don't.
Not a whole lot of people with us this evening.
Cyber Monday, they got better things to do tonight. Plus, I don't got nothing for news. You want to cover anything Black Santa related? Whoop. I just I'm sick of the shit. I want Trump to win. I want most of the Republicans to get fired. I want most of the Democrats to get fired. Let's burn it all down and start with the Constitution again. I'm pretty sure there's an amendment in there that says we can do that. Got in a fight the other day with someone who ended up listening to the show and was like, "Where are you bugging out to?" And I'm like, the idea of a bug out bag isn't about bugging out. It's about having it prepared in case it's necessary to. Like, I don't want anybody's first option to be bugging out. Because the idea of bugging out sucks. However, if you live in an apartment like a certain guy I know that is me, you want to set up an itinerant location and go there instead. So you don't have your preps at home. Oh, starting to smell that roast. It's smelling good. You know, it took me way longer than I care to admit that when Marty McFly's name in the in Back to the Future was Calvin Klein because it was written on his underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that took me longer than I care to admit. So it's like a thing that he renamed himself for some reason.
What?
He was Clint Eastwood in 3. He was Calvin Klein in 1. I don't remember who he was in 2.
Do you believe in coincidences?
Not 136,000 of them at 3:37 in the morning on election night, but yeah, normally.
This is weird. In 2019, on April 4th, Project One Runway, the TV show, had a contestant whose name was COVID, who had a facial mask that matched his outfit.
That was a bat.
It was a plaid thing, but that is just weird.
What?
Here.
The name COVID?
Yeah. And he's got a mask. This is just weird. Let me put this here.
Mike says, I'm no prepper, but if you had a bug out spot picked, wouldn't you not tell anyone? Yes, in theory you wouldn't, but in reality you would. I mean, like, if you're if you're bugging out to the woods, you wouldn't tell somebody. But I have a setup with a farm that needs people to protect it in the case of certain things happening. And in other cases, it'll still get protected in a different way. But you could have people coming to you for good reasons and coming to you for bad reasons. Depends on if they know you're a dick or not. Sophie, that was. Yeah, Sophie Devereaux. That's who Nate ran out for. Yeah, that's just a coincidence. I mean, or some New World Order shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the latter because I don't believe in coincidence.
But Coven with a K.
Doesn't matter.
Plus 2019, MRSA, SARS, they've been around. I'm a big fan of listening to audiobooks and watching Asian street food on mute because I don't speak the language. And like you see back 6-8 years them wearing masks. Yeah,
well, that's always been an Eastern Asian thing.
This guy's obviously an anime freak.
Well, he's apparently from India. His name's hang on a second.
Well, fuck, there's a guy in India named Batman bin Superman.
That's true.
So
that is
COVID, not surprising.
Apparently, it's
there's
a
like this
Sanskrit word meaning intelligent or poet.
There's the is that a Jeep? God damn it. There's God, I love watching Asian street food.
Yeah, she got a Jeep Renegade.
Fucking A. I do like the setup in the Renegade. My ex had one, and it had a pretty decent rear loadout compartment. I 100% am a wacko conspiracy theorist. It goes Billy Graham speaks the word of God, and then Alex Jones, and then my lovely aunt. That's my wacko conspiracy theory list. Billy Graham still alive? Is he a thing? I don't. It's just, could I go with Tony Robinson maybe? Deepak Chopra. I'm still not 100% convinced on your freaking Surefire magazines, but I will call you a wacko conspiracy theorist. I do appreciate the idea of not rattling around loose ammo in the bottom of my bag. Oh, all right. Good. There's the pretty interesting one with the Kennedy Lincoln comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some interesting coincidences.
Well, again, I don't necessarily believe. coincidences should and do happen, but the frequency with which they occur is far too high to be coincidental. So that nullifies quite a few of them as being coincidence. So, I mean, I don't have a degree in higher mathematics to be able to tell you exactly what that percentage is, but there are far too many of them to be coincidental based on random chance. And it just kind of feeds into the simulation theory.
Yeah, I believe wholeheartedly in the idea that Malik is a thing, and that because the Clintons, like, I am never more smug than when I poke my brother and he gets yelled at, and I know I got away with something, and he knows I got away with something.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom's yelling at him. Happy J Fry. Sad J Fry, because my little brother's name is also J Fry. Just different Jason, Justin. He's a big doxer. Don't talk to him. Fucking just Jesus.
I haven't seen your brother in a couple of years.
Yeah, thankfully. I'll be seeing him in February. He's getting married.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, I'm not coming for 14 days to stay for a fucking COVID case, but I'll get some paperwork that says I'm clear. Already had it. You don't just get away with shit. You have to be seen getting away with shit. And that is the Clintons to a fucking T. That depends on what your definition of the word is.
I just don't understand. In his second term, he had zero to really lose. I mean, yeah, he was going to lose some face, but so what? He could play that off. He was charismatic enough to play that off. It's like, yeah, I got a Hummer in the Oval Office, so what about it? And people would have been like, yeah, I guess he's got a point, so what about it? And then, the uptight ones would be like, well, that's just improper and blah, 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 blah. It's like, what, you think I'm the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear of a little guy named Kennedy?
Yeah, it's just like, come on.
I don't know about Kennedy. I think that might have been the first time that his degeneracy might have been over-exaggerated.
Could have been.
And I think for a very good reason. He had health problems. Like his Addison's.
I think if Kennedy's guilty of anything, it's low-hanging fruit. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, I can? Okay, might as well. Oh, Marilyn Monroe wants to hang out. Oh, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that. It's not like he was like, I don't think he was predatory with it.
I'm just saying, I don't think it was as prevalent as they're like, who's going to deny it in like an actual effective way? Like, guys, I did not have sex with Marilyn Monroe. I'm just.
Yeah, then all the guys go, well, you're a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, no, I'm not saying I had sex with her. Because I didn't. But if I did, I did. Did not.
But I mean, Bill Clinton was on record as of chasing the poon before he was even governor.
Bill Clinton's on record rape allegations at not Eton. What's the other one? No, it was Eton. Hey, first ever Rogue Scholar kicked out. Yeah. But that kept him from Vietnam. We ended the war, and he got kicked out of Eton for rape allegations. Was it Eden? Edinburgh? No.
No, it was Oxford.
Oxford. I knew it started with a vowel.
Yeah, say Eton's a prep school. It's like middle school and high school, so it wasn't Eton.
Yeah, he was touring the lovely countryside of not America, and allegations of rape. Just what a just. I would like Trump to win. Thank you. Please, let's make that happen. Still holding on hope. I'm not blonde black-pilled. I see a course to win, and we're going to stick to it.
I would like to see that outcome. I have no disillusionment that it's going to happen.
I want
But that's
apple cart
okay.
turned over.
Because I think that the damage is done, and the vast majority of people see the rigging. The vast majority of people see just how corrupt the establishment is.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to come out of this in the next 2 years is that the Republican Party is going to purge all of its corrupt establishment members or split to the point where the entrenched establishment Republicans don't have a snowball's chance in hell of doing anything ever again. And I'm hoping that the same can be said of the Democratic Party with all of these far left progressives that are pissed off at what Joe Biden's already doing, and he hasn't even been sworn in again or sworn in at all.
Well, what's the new rate going to be? Because I want to be a part of that. I am so sick. We have the largest contingents of vets in the world. Because America, when we even beat out China, on our side, like we are pro police. We don't back them up at all. We're pro vet. We're letting them die and commit suicide at incredibly high numbers. Obama threw some money at the VA and it all got donated back to him, but Trump made a difference. I don't want what's it called? Not fanfare, but lip service. I want results. And these Republicans have no balls.
Correct.
We got a Navy SEAL from Texas in the House of Reps with nary a testicle to be seen. We've got Ted Cruz, who half the time I greatly enjoy, pwning Facebook executives and nothing coming of it.
Right.
I'm sick of that. I want results.
Which is why they hate Donald Trump, is because he's delivered on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we need to. Yes, there's a large contingent of those on the right that support the police, but that's a bad move because they are going to be the front line of the people who are going to oppress us when the time comes. That's why I've never been a thin blue line guy. I know cops personally. Some of them are the best friends I've ever had in my life. But they're friends as individuals, not because of their career. I don't trust the cops. I've never trusted the cops because when the push comes to shove, they're going to be like, I'm just doing my job. I've got to put food on my table. Mm-hmm. And
I'm just following orders.
They're just
that worked in Auschwitz.
Yeah, they're just base human beings. Okay? So do not give them accolades for doing a tough job. They agreed to do a tough job. And when the going gets tough, they're not going to stay tough. When it actually gets tough for them, they're not going to be on your side.
Mm-hmm. Here's what happened. We had New World Order come up, and they gave a a questionnaire to the U.S. military, and it ended up being, shit goes down, we put you in charge of security, do you shoot your neighbor? And the active duty military said, my neighbor? No. I'd make a stand for my neighbor. They're my neighbor. And they said, oh, okay. Yeah, no. We're going to start implementing PCCs, private companies, private security companies, PMCs, private military contractors. They said, while they're at it, we have this questionnaire. Let's give it to the cops. And the cops said, my neighbor? Fuck them. And that's when police departments started getting MRAPs.
Mm-hmm.
Don't groan. You know damn well that's true, Hudson.
He can't hear you.
I hope not. Damn, why does your friend always yell at me? All right. Mandatory Carey said hashtag vote better. Vote better at the goddamn primaries. Okay? Not this, well, vote them out if they blah, blah, blah. We've got 2 seats up in Georgia coming, and there's certain idiots talking about let them have it, that'll show up. No, vote them in, and then vote their primary opponent of the same party to get them out of there. Tennessee's already done it. We got rid of Alexander. Corker saw the writing on the wall. It was like, I'm retiring. like don't get me in on this. Fuck Donald Trump. He knew he was a piece of shit and no one was going to vote for him, so he pulled retirement. LeVar Alexander tried the opposite. Ain't going to happen. Your old guard, we're sick of your shit. I saw you fist bump Lindsey Graham. You're done. Yeah, I gave you your fucking 20 years riding John McCain's coattails. You changed your stripes or whatever. Okay, I'll allow it. Maybe John McCain was not the giant piece of shit that he actually was, and I voted for, to my regret. Listen, Barack Obama is not a Muslim terrorist. He's a good guy. I mean, I think I'm a better guy. I could do a better job. No, you're a piece of shit, John McCain. The only thing I like about you is what killed you. That being said, don't be mean, people. But
I can't feel anything.
Oh, hang on a second.
Yep. So vote them out in the primaries, not at the election. Replace them all. I'm really pissed at you, Brian Kemp, who I thought was a Trumper. Obviously not. I don't know what the new course is going to be, but not a fan of dynasties. Don't want Donald Jr. in 2024, any of that bullshit. Donald Trump is a terrible Republican, but he was exactly what this country needed, and I want more people like him. I want action, not words. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
We need to. The problem, I think, is in that the Republican and Democratic parties are non-governmental corporations that have, when these politicians go to work, they technically get elected by the public, but they don't work for the public. They work for the party that represented them and helped them win the election. And my concern is I lean towards, okay, take everything local, vote local, get involved locally, do everything you can to get the right people in your local positions and state positions. The problem with that is that they're still going to be beholden to these corporations in the DNC and the RNC. And they will be corrupted by that organization, and they will fall in line, because once they have attained that power, they're going to be very reluctant to give it up, and they will start playing those silly ass games, because that's what they'll be told by their handlers that's going to help them out. So I don't know how the people actually regain control. I don't know what can be done to destroy these corporations, the DNC and the RNC. The only thing that gives me hope in that is that because of what Trump has already done and what he represents, that the Republican Party in 2018 will be so fractured and so split that it will have to form into two different parties and they will never have power again.
Well, I mean, and it helps with 2020. We got 7 seats that were not supposed to be ours, all Trumpers.
Yeah, but again,
we picked up 3 in California.
The problem with that is that once Trump is gone, and
Cocaine Mitch is going to overrule it. Yeah.
Yeah, they are still part of that organization that's already corrupted. That's already the problem. They don't. It's not that they don't have balls. It's that they're told not to have balls. It's that everybody who's higher up in the organization, the corporate organization, than they are, is being like, no, we're the establishment. We know what we're going. This is the plan. We're going to go with it. And you're going to give voice to opposition, but you're never going to do anything about it. We're just going to go down this path. And you can do it kicking and screaming. That's fine. That can actually help us in some ways. But you're still going to go down this road. And we need to not go down that road. And in order to do that, I'm not sure what can be done. But it needs to happen.
All right, we need grassroots level reform of what funding? Of political funding. Like corporations are not people. They don't get a financial vote. This is bullshit.
But they will finance whoever goes along with their will. Is the problem?
Yeah, so it needs to be grassroots at like a state level in every state. I don't want to see corporations donating money to politicians. I don't want to see I need a law on the books. If you get money from the government, you cannot donate to the government. Like this Kennedy Center that gets $50 million in tax relief and then gives $50 million or $40 million in Democrat contributions. I don't know how to word that properly, but that needs to end.
Yeah, the problem is the Citizen United ruling means that it just became more entrenched.
What's that?
The Citizens United ruling? That was the thing that had the left in huge uproar because corporations are basically free to donate to whomever they want, pretty much however much they wanted. And then with the designation of super PACs and anonymous PAC
super PACs need to go.
Yeah, they absolutely do. But how do you undo that? Too many people are getting too much filthy lucre out of it. It's kind of like
lucre?
Filthy lucre, yeah, dirty money. But it's kind of like term limits. Everybody agrees term limits are a great idea. You talk to any individual that's actually in Congress or in the Senate or any of that stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, term limits are a good idea. We should totally do that, but they never move on it. They'll never have the vote because then they'll be on record, and none of them, they all say they want it to hurt their opposition, but that shouldn't apply to them. So
grassroots at the state level, putting it on ballots. How does that work?
I don't know. We have a referendum.
Who do I need to talk to?
Yeah, well, I don't know. But again, these corporations are going to go into protection mode, and they're going to stop anything that's going to stymie them in the future. I don't know how it gets done. I mean, I'm all for the effort. I'm all for trying whatever we can to make it happen. But honestly, we live in a world right now where the only chance of winning something like that and getting the right people in office are Donald Trump, like we got, who was completely independent and just put the R on his name because he needed a one of the
A party.
a party's yeah he was a lifelong Democrat. And the problem is that the way it was lined up, he saw the Democrats for what they were and how corrupt they were, and it's who's next? Oh, it's my turn. How Hillary Clinton rigged it against Bernie, so he knew, and he was smart enough to know he's not going to get there that way, so he switched and became an R, and got it. And by I'm positive that 2016 the same election fraud happened. It's just that the calculations were so wrong that, despite all the efforts to get Hillary Clinton elected by whatever normal means, normal in air quotes, because for them it's normal to rig these elections. That's why they were so sure she was going to win, is because by all accounts she was popular enough, be that because people actually liked her who were fools, or that she was infamous enough that she was going to win. And with the built-in rigging systems and the Dominion systems that already had these preloaded votes and everything, what happened in 2016 was the actual populace said, yeah, anybody but her. And they voted for Donald Trump, and their calculations were wrong because they couldn't account for that anomaly of Donald Trump. They never expected him to get the nomination. The Republicans never expected him to get the nomination.
Yeah.
And he just...
I still want to know what happened with John Kerry and Antarctica. Did you hear about that? John Kerry, Secretary of State, goes to Antarctica, comes back like November 2nd or whatever. Election happens, Trump wins, back on a plane to Antarctica instantly. Like the next day. So whatever was happening. Antarctica. Anti-polar bear. Arctic.
Right, penguins.
Yes.
So you were saying that, what about Lovecraft earlier? Apparently there's a temple down there, I guess.
I'm just saying, Cthulhu-esque bullshit.
I was going to say. That's weird. I'd never heard that one before.
Look it up. Google it.
I can't trust Google, though. I'll DuckDuckGo it.
DuckDuckGo it. Duck it!
But yeah, I mean, they were positive Hillary was going to win. And now they're I mean, this election is proof positive that they're never going to let that happen again.
Mm-hmm. And you know who needs to stop that? Georgia. You've got an election in what, a month?
January
regular
10th.
Yeah, it's the 30th. Bing. Stop it, Mike. Go to Georgia with your eyeballs open and apparently a goddamn binocular, because they're keeping you hundreds of feet away. Did you see the guy in Pennsylvania? 300-foot room by 350-foot room. They were sectioned off to 50 feet. There were people counting ballots 200 feet away. They're 100 yards distant, and they're flashing the poll watchers the ballots from 300 feet. A football field a fucking way, and they're supposed to spot corruption. It's something about a club and you ain't in it.
Pretty much. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything short of revolution that fixes this.
I got more bullets than common sense. Let's do this. No.
Yeah, but you're a big target.
Oh. I mean, yeah. Second person to call me fat today. You and fucking James Jagger.
Yeah, but I do it with love.
He does it with funding, you know.
Yeah, I can't help you there.
Dick.
My moderator cash is not coming through like it used to.
Yeah, he posted something. He was up at like 6 a.m. today, and he's like, "Where the fuck are you? I'm here to do squats." And I'm like, "Not a morning person." He goes, "No, just not lazy." I'm like, "What the fuck, James? Why the dig? I was on your side." And then he liked it. I'm like, "Yeah, you're lucky you liked my post. You almost hurt my feelings. Fucking dick." Yeah, don't you dare have more than 6 people at your Thanksgiving dinner table, but do stand in line on Black Friday. Enjoy your 6 feet distant lap dances, but don't you dare go to church.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Christmas.
I carry a gun to protect myself and my loved ones. I'm a protector. That is what I do. Security. I've got a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. It's specialized in defense, not assault. I care about people theoretically. I hate people, but I want to protect people. A mask to me, no skin off my nose, you know, in small doses. You know, I wear the mask. It's a Trump mask. It says Trump 2020. I get compliments on it all the time. Why? Because I'm not in a communist state, you fucking retards. But that shit's right up my alley. Protecting the masses. Double fucking dare me not to have more than 6 people over for my holiday. My family would rather die than not spend time together, and we don't even like each other. We're just Americans.
As I say, that welcome to America. That's about all of us.
Yeah, it's like try me, fucking try me.
They're going to.
Yeah.
They're going to. That's what we all need to get used to. They are going to try you. They are going to come for you. You will suffer.
Mm-hmm. Can't arrest us all, but they're going to try.
They're going to try. They said the same thing in East Germany. They said the same thing in the Soviet Union, and they did it. So, to think that it can't happen here because this place is special just isn't true. I believe this place is special, but it takes the will of the people to keep it that, and we don't seem to have it anymore. And that, to me, is terrifying.
All right. Me, you, Mike, mandatory. We need to find out how to do this. How do we focus the will? Honest to God, how do we make an effort? I'm not going to go out and start shooting cops because that'll be an awkward day at work the next day. But what is the first step we need to take? Is it getting a 501c3? Is it starting a GoFundMe? Is it doing wacky?
Once they figure you out, they'll kick you off.
So 501c3?
Yeah. It's going to have to be. But how do you get the money incoming? That's the question.
Well, I got this platform.
Yeah.
So what do we need to do? God, one thing I never want to do is say like, share, and subscribe. I don't want to be that guy. That is, I see it all the time. Like if you guys want a more in-depth view of this bag, just send me an email, and I'll happily do an in-depth review of the each individual part of this bag that you. I bought the goddamn bag. I already have it. Shut up. um, I just. I don't know how to start, but I know we need to start. It's time for action.
Well, the
And
problem with
if not
independently
me,
minded
who?
people is they're like herding cats.
I don't need a march. I just apparently need funding.
That's going to promptly be taken away from you.
Let's all right. In the past week, I have talked to 3 porn stars. Danielle Harris on Thanksgiving, James Yeager like today and a couple days ago for a couple of comments. John Schneider, like people like Yeager would gladly take up the call for those things. His dumbass has gotten he got his Tennessee concealed pistol license removed because of Bundy style antics. The guy's a believer. John Schneider is he was talking about the water marks on the ballots about a week before I'd ever heard anything about watermarks. Like there are these people who you can get in contact with who do have larger audiences who will believe um, who do believe what we believe in that can be utilized. I just need to know how to utilize them. Like we're in a time now where you can get in contact with anybody. That is one of the few beauties to the internet that they have yet to take away from us. So how does this happen? Even though John Schneider's a little off, I still don't understand what his reply was. But point is, he replied.
I don't know what the answer is there. I just know that times
Like,
they are a changing.
Alyssa Milano, she's lost cause, but we've got Kaya Jones or Kayla Kalula, whatever, Native American Jones, whatever the fuck her name is. I mean, there are people who can bring focus to it. James Woods, he's a big he replies to a lot of statements. Michael Malice, he's a journalist, probably still technically one. Maybe not Tim Pool, but
I like Michael Malice, but he's a professional shitposter.
is that what his current job is? He's not writing anymore, except
Well,
for
I mean,
on
he
Twitter?
writes books, but I admittedly, I've got to go grab a couple and read them because the dude's interesting. But he is basically a professional shitposter, and he doesn't take it seriously. So, I mean, it's to the point now where if you don't laugh, you cry. So might as well laugh. But yeah, times they need to change, and I don't have an answers to how they change. I just know that naturally, it's not going back to what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It can't.
Every right we've lost, we're not getting back, and for most of us, that's full auto rifles. It's suppressors. They're working on. They're still working on 2A, but they've started on 1A. Fauci is quoted with saying, "Shut up and listen. Follow orders. Do what you're told."
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
No, I mean we're dangerously close to it's time to water the tree of liberty time.
And I don't want that.
I don't want that either. But
I'm not.
I don't know that it can be avoided for much longer.
No, I don't like it. I need to know what steps I can take to fight this. How I need to go about fighting this, because I'm not that educated on the topic. It is a great big black hole of ignorance to me. So, I mean, we're not monetized, so there's no point of like sharing and subscribing, that kind of talk. But how do I get the conversation started, and who do I need to help me with the conversation? You know, I'm gonna talk to Laurel.
Laurel's a good start. Matt's a good start. I mean, if you want to talk about an audience or, just exposure, Matt's great for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Neo's another good one. We need to get Neo back.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, I do. You missed out on like 3 hours of nerding.
I am so mad I had to go that night. I wanted to do that all night long like you guys did, man.
It was fucking retarded until 4 a.m. We had like way too in depth of a conversation on Bolo Ying. It was like we covered his bodybuilding in China, his swim to Hong Kong, his time with Bruce Lee, his time with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jesus, it was nerdgasm. And I've got me as an individual jackass who has been doing 5 years of this stupid third platform that I'm on doing. No, it's got to be like 6-7 years. Jesus crap. Of useless 2 to 4 hours a week, whatever. Of these pointless live stream podcasts to 4 people that I enjoy doing to you idiots. I've been doing this for prior to 2015. No, probably starting around 2015. And clearly I suck at it because I still have you 4 jackasses, and that's it.
People come and people go. They peel on, they peel off.
Yeah. But love you guys. So I'm a nobody. But there are people I talk to who listen to me that have bigger platforms, who in turn have people who listen to them who have much larger platforms. I've got 4 people who will listen to what I have to say that could directly contact the largest conservative voice on YouTube, Stephen freaking Crowder. That could connect with him to put forth that idea. Might not be the best idea, but it's something Stephen might have available probably in January when he puts his Ruger away and stops open carrying all over the set.
Speaking of, did Walther drop him as a sponsor?
Walther dropped everybody as a sponsor. Walther is not even sponsoring a team since 2019. So they probably ended their contract and just didn't take it up anywhere. they're thinking they're going to move into Instagram and
Okay.
and influencers. Which is, if it's anything, it's been proven by Olight. Olight's making a big comeback, and their products are absolute shit. So we'll fucking see. But they, I think they picked up Sig, which is weird because Sig also, actually, yeah, I could get Alex Jones too. I just have to figure out if Owen Troyer remembers me, or I could start flirting with Kayla Bennett. That'll work too. I love ramen noodles. You look like ramen noodles. Let's do this, bitch.
Give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen?
Mm-hmm. I have a certain unlovable charm that something my grandma told me. No, it's, I don't know. I mean, Alex Jones has his connections all the way to Trump. Does Crowder have connections to Trump?
Probably not directly.
So watch that shitting on Alex Jones, whom I love. So I will. Does Laurel have? Laurel doesn't have Twitter.
I don't think she has Twitter. Her
Her
email's on the contact sheet though.
Okay, good. I was afraid I was gonna have to like text Matt like, "Hey, can I have Laurel's number? Could you give Laurel my number and tell her that I'm not wanting to talk about movies or the Jew?" I think that part's important to mention. Yeah, so for those of you not on the inside, Laurel is a lawyer, and she's a wee bit on the political side. So, when the hell was she on the show? What was that, like 2 months ago?
God, it was a while ago.
Was it? Was it that long ago?
Mm-hmm.
Man, 2020 feels like it's been like 14 years.
No kidding. It's almost over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that we're getting anything better in 2021, but it's almost over.
What was I watching? I think it was a YouTube video where like this guy was talking. I think it was a preparedness type survivalist whatever video where the guy was just talking about like his 2020 and how it hadn't really been affected. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
mine has not been affected a lot. I mean, I've still gone to work every day. What has changed is that there's no one else at work every day. So my routine hasn't changed drastically, but everyone around me has, and that has the secondhand effect on my own. So,
oh yeah, when I was driving home from work Thanksgiving morning, 6 a.m. It was very reminiscent of that first Tuesday drive to work, when we started the 2-week shutdown to flatten the curve.
Yeah,
it was just like it was ghost town. I'm like, oh, flashbacks. But we are going to have if Biden is put in office, we are going to have 6-week dead stagnation.
No, we won't.
Like, yeah, we will. We will have.
He doesn't he doesn't have the authority to do so, and he's already balked. He's already backed it off. He's already then turned it around and pled to the governors.
Yeah, exactly. And the governors are going to enforce it. And that is how we're going to end COVID-19 in 2021. It's going to be the 6 weeks to flatten the curve in the Democrat states only. So 22 out of 50. And that's the end of COVID. By destroying that half of the economy. Like we've already got the stupid shit. Like they're pointing out deaths today from Thanksgiving. I'm like, why is it 2 weeks to flatten the curve if it takes you 4 days to die? Catch it, spread it to somebody else, and them die. Why is it 2 weeks to flatten the curve?
You know what's funny is I just now have the first person that I know personally that has the coof.
Dude, what the fuck? What am I?
Well, okay, that's true. Second person.
What's face? Although I don't trust. I don't trust the. I don't remotely trust the. Whatever the fuck. What's National Institute of Health? What is it? National Health.
NHS over there.
National
Health Services.
Yeah. Probably
did he actually get a confirmation that he had the coof?
That was a claim, but he had the flu for like 8 months last year.
That's true, he did. But that was last year. That started well before the COVID shit.
Still fit, healthy dude. Almost died to death from the fucking bed bug bite or whatever the shit.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I haven't talked to him recently. Do you have his new contact info?
You can still email him. I gave him. I called my nephew and was like, "Hey, I need you to create a Facebook, or I need you to create a Twitter account." It's at Face 2020, by the way.
Okay. I just haven't heard from the guy in a while.
Well, he's doing the move, so
yeah.
I don't know how long it takes to get internet set up in England. Maybe,
yeah, well,
maybe,
you know, if Sargon getting a website running is any indication, apparently it's like pulling goddamn teeth.
Yeah. Maybe he got arrested for trying to have a new baby. You know, who knows? Didn't get a license for intercourse with his wife. Maybe the lord of his new town instituted prima noct, and he went Braveheart on him. I don't know what happened. It's not prima noct. It's prima. The fucking, I don't know. Dibs. Lord Dibs. That's what it's called.
I've got to get the children off to the land of God.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's get the Earth out of here. Gonna throw up the old off hours. I got 20 minutes to kill. There it is in chat. We're gonna play out the. We doing the FEMA kids thing?
No, we're not doing the FEMA rap. No, that was terrible.
You know, I never listened to it. I just sent it to you.
Yeah, well, I did it for you. Don't bother. It's as bad as Birdemic.
That was my hopes, and it was. Was that the name of the movie? Yeah, that was the name of the movie. By the way, that was my suggestion. No, that was not a suggestion. That was just a statement. Birdemic was terrible. Did not suggest you watch it. All right. Good night to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Well, I believe in good vibrations is what creates a beautiful nation. All you need is the will to do right.